Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're coming from. Welcome back to Dan's Trades. Going to do a quick trade review of my scalping this fine morning. As always, none of this is advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please see this as entertainment and/or educational purposes only. Read the disclaimers. All right, today is November 22nd, 2024. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, PM sessions in session right now. I'm done trading for the week. Let's make this bigger so we can see it easier. Looking at a 50-minute chart, looking at the FX4 model. If you're new to FX4 Living or you've never heard of them, highly recommend checking it out. I'll touch on that a little bit later. But 50-minute chart. So this is London, this is New York, AM, New York PM's just started. And I took some very short-term scalps this morning, so let me drop down to just the 1 minute. There we go, thank you. Almost went to a month, didn't need to do that. So it was right after the open. And I might as well just throw them on. So I have my bearings. Two very short scalps, saw retracement, didn't want to live through it. But I just took it off quick and then put a trade back on after the retracement. So here's what we're looking at. Had the first presentation fair value gap. Did not get a good fill. I used a market order on this one. I was looking to get it closer to the fair value gap as it was coming back down. Here's the 9:30 open. Price came back down below it. Did not go below these. And then, so I took one scalp here, 934. Grabbed about 8 points. Since it never did fill in that first presentation fair value gap, I did anticipate that was going to come back down to it, so I took that trade off. It did come back down to it after it closed back above, broke another fair value gap, took another trade, again another not great fill, but it is what it is, and I grabbed 15 points on that one. So hit my 20-point target for a day right now, and that was it. Didn't trade anymore, locked it up, paid attention to the live stream I was in. So this wasn't based on the live stream, but it was kind of happening at the same time. So it wasn't a signal. It's not a signal service. But OHLC Academy that FX4 Living is putting on is, in my opinion, hands down the best thing out there right now. And yeah, I have talked about previously. I'm not taking anything away from my previous people and or resources that I have learned from. As I mentioned in a post somewhere, everyone's a little bit different. Everyone learns differently. And find what works for you. If you're struggling with actually how to read price and you're trying to understand ICT concepts, trying to understand how to read price action, smart money concepts, whatever you want to call it, I highly recommend these guys. They actually do have a free trial that they just announced, or that I just heard about today for the first time. So I'll throw a link in the description on this video. If you're curious, check it out. If you've already checked it out and you're on the fence, that's for you to figure out. But we'll stop right there on the commercial. Not intended to be that. Yeah, I might get a few dollars for referrals, but at the end of the day, he's doing the right thing. I have personally met him in person earlier in the year, and liking what he's putting together. So I can recommend him. I use him. 2025 is going to be absolutely ridiculous with what's coming. So yeah, no more trades. That's all I was showing there. Let me pause it quick, and I'm going to get one more thing pulled up here. All right, so I pulled up my TradeZella account, and I joined FX4 Living a little while ago, and after listening to him, based on what I know, this is my month of November. This is live funds trading. I don't do prop accounts, as you've seen in my videos, so this is connected to my broker. 20 points, 130 points this week. So I mentioned in a few other videos, I'm not trying to jinx it, but I am really liking what I'm doing right now. So if you're looking for consistency, and I would say if you're trying to learn how to trade, lower your expectations, get base hits, and then scale up as you have confidence. I'm 100% in November. This will stop sooner or later. I don't expect this to continue forever, but I'm riding the wave while I can, using my discipline and pulling off points when I can. You know, some days I have 50-point trades, some days I have 10 or 15 or 20-point trades. at the end of the day, they're all profit, and they all go into paying the bills. So decide what you need and take a look. That's all I wanted to say about that. All right, back to the charts. And I will say the FX4 model that you see on this framework here, showing previous day's high, equilibrium, midnight open, and previous day's lows down here. So that was part of my idea for scalping, since we were definitely not even below equilibrium yet. And from a weekly perspective, let me switch time frames up one more time. All right, we adjusted here. Still on the 15-minute time frame, looking at just the OHLC indicator from FX4 Living and the new group, which is called OHLC Academy. He's rebranded it, renamed it, revamped it. Look at the weekly profile. We had Tuesday low of the week. We had a high yesterday. So I was not anticipating any more highs, so most likely this is going to be the high of the week. Week's not over yet. I mean, we could still run up and be a Friday high of the week, but that's not what I was basing my trade on this morning. So I was scalping a couple longs, towards the high end of the stream. But it all comes down to narrative and the time frame that you're trading at that given point in time. But it definitely helps frame and reference what's cooking and what's going on. So I feel like I've lost my train of thought a little bit somewhere there, but that's fine. We can just end it here and call it a week. I will say I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and 2025 in general, working with this group of people. It's fantastic. Great community if you're looking for some of that. So again, links will be in the description. If you made it this far, appreciate it. Have yourself a great weekend, and we will catch you next week. But remember, tomorrow is promised for none of us. Live for today. Take care.